All right, y'all. It's time. Y'all are going to watch me do my hair while I rap. I've got some notes here that I'm just going to flow. Really, truly. All right. Well, welcome. Welcome to the Chrysalis. There's a lot going on in the world. Um, thanks to America. Thanks to the United States. Um, and I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. I hid for a long time. I'm not hiding anymore. So, welcome. I'm not afraid. I'm divinely protected. This space is divinely protected. And all those who commit to this space with well intentioned mindsets, with open hearts and open spirits, with the will to return to the world that we're meant to be in, you're protected as well. Um, any negativity formed against us shall never prosper. And any negative eyes or malicious eyes that try to pry into this space, blocked out. Okay? Trolls will be trolls. I'm not concerned about them. Now, a few things to get off my no, I'll focus on that later. All right, so let's talk first about AI. Let's talk about AI, friends, because a lot of folks act like they don't know what's good. Yeah, I know y'all are too smart to not know what's going on. We know that AI is already is doing a number on an environment that we quite literally have already done a number on. Do we need more? Do we need more damage to the environment? For dollars and for accessibility, let's not even call it that, because it's not accessible if it's not accessible to everybody. You know what I'm saying? If it's only accessible to a certain elite class, it's just elitism. Um, and by the way, I am opening myself up. Oh, sorry. I feel like I'm on a Love Island with this big ass. But no, I'm opening myself up to letting you all watch me learn, because that's life. And people learn in real time. And like, give black women and black people and black queer folks the grace to learn. And like, come on now. Shit. But yeah, AI. We know that and by the way, y'all are going to learn with me, but I want to get real straight. Like, I'm not a teacher, okay? There are things that I can teach you that I am. Um, like, I'm a trainer, I'm a professional trainer, I'm also a kickboxer, I'm also a martial artist. Like, there are things that I can teach you skill wise, but when it comes to learning and restructuring the planet, we're all learning together. So let's not hold anyone to a standard that is, um, not real. Let's just say that. And it's not that it's not real, it's that, like, let people learn, let people make mistakes, let people grow in real time in front of you. Like, that's the best lessons we have in life, is when you watch people in front of you make mistakes and you're like, oh damn, I can do that. Yeah, I'm just a human too, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, um and another thing is, these aren't things that I am not guilty of myself. I'm fine with calling myself out. We all need to be. We all need to be striving towards being better and adjusting behavior and adapting to the space around us within reason. Um, Now, I want to make very clear that when I talk about certain things, I am very much only talking to Black people. Like, when I say rest and recover, I'm not talking about white people. This is not your time to rest and recover. Sorry, it's just not. It's not. You've done enough. You've done enough of that. um, and all the white people that want to be here and aren't offended by being called white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, this space is not for folks who get offended at the facts. It's just not. So, moving on. Uh, why are we using AI? Hmm? Why are we doing that? Because one, we know that AI is bad for the environment. So, like, let's talk about that. But two, do you not love yourself? You know, your human brain is beautiful and vast enough. Like, Without your beautiful human brain, where would AI be? Okay. Humans are very special and very there's a lot of potential for humankind, but there's also a lot of room for error. You know what I'm saying? So right now we're in our error era and we need to fix that shit. So why are we wasting what little brain power we have left? Because for me, I was born in 1996. I watched dial-up, payphones, pagers. Um, AIM was my first, like, like I had a flip phone. I had well, first I had a brick. You got to have a Nokia brick or a Motorola brick. So that's essential. But then, graduated to the Razor, then to the Sidekick, and then it was like this technological boom. Once the iPods started coming out, it was up. It was up for technology from that point on. So I've seen the good it can do, and I've seen the bad it can do. I've seen the way it's become this way to detach and dissociate. This cat running all over my hair is crazy. Yes, Jade. I've seen the way that it can create community across waters. And then I've also seen the ways that it can deny community that's right in front of you. So, yeah, that being said, our brains are more than capable of doing the work that AI does. Um, we have better ideas and better ruminations than a computer could ever have. And the value of our mind should not be quantified in such a way. So, love yourself, love the planet, have enough integrity to to use your own brain, y'all. And like this has nothing to do with accessibility for disabled people, especially like I'm disabled myself. I have an invisible disability. My brain is doing all kinds of stuff y'all don't see. And so would I ever use AI for shortcuts as much as I need shortcuts sometimes? I would never. You know why? Because the minute I start to, I think. And again, this is not me, what's the word? I don't even know. But this is not me trying to be like, oh yeah, guys, like do what I do. No, I'm not perfect either. I'm learning every day. I will say this multiple times. But it is me telling y'all where my brain is at when I'm making these decisions day to day. And I can make better ones. I'm still learning. So yeah, y'all need to stop using AI right the fuck now. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. And anything else is just a simple excuse for your comfort because there's blood on your hands. There's blood on all our hands. And we really have to start washing it off and addressing where it came from. You know? Moving on. Y'all remember on back in, I think for me, after high school, so I graduated in 2014. And back in high school, once I got to college, it was like a political awakening for my like little naive brain that thought everything was sunshine, rainbows, um, all that. But I learned very quickly during the Freddie Gray riots that this world is some fuck shit. Been new. But it was very evident. I was living through history. And being so close to my home, I'm from DC, like Baltimore, y'all are cousins. I don't care what anybody says. Like we have a love hate relationship, but we love y'all, like period, point blank. Um, but yeah, so having and then just having friends from Baltimore too, like Debris. Um, Shout out my. I hope you're doing well. We need to link. Life is hard, but we need to link. But anyway, like a lot of my classmates at the time were also from Baltimore, and it was just a lot. It was a lot for my heart to process. I was so angry and so frustrated with humanity, and it was the first time my heart broke for realizing that the world is actually really selfish. And the world actually doesn't really care about black people that much. And when I say the world, I mean white supremacy world. Like the world that has structured the rest of the world against their will. We need to break it down. But think about that. That was 2014. And not even putting into account all the microaggressions I've lived through. But that was 2014. It's 2026. Don't you think we're fucking tired? I got a kid. Like, don't you think we're tired? We told y'all years ago to get this done, to handle it, to fix it. And what did y'all do? You put black squares in your profile pictures. You put on pink hats, and we were telling y'all that's not quite it. Can you all listen to black trans women? Can you all listen to black queer people and disabled people? And y'all were just like, oh well, no. And now we're here, and I hate that for us. But I'm not. I don't. I reached a point where it's just like, well, and that's sad, don't you think? I still feel a responsibility to my community because that's who I am. Like my name means Phoenix, protector of the people. I don't think that's by accident. I was born with my eyes wide open. I'm here for a purpose. And, you know, moving on. But yeah, it's like black people have been living in black and indigenous people and brown people have been living in this constant state of terror for centuries, and y'all are just now feeling a taste of it here in the United States, on Turtle Island. And we told you all you shouldn't have to experience something to have empathy, to have compassion. And that's part of the problem. We need to have more compassion and more responsibility for one another. My big philosophy is I mind my business until somebody is in danger and getting hurt. Then it's my problem. Then I will step in and say, hey, what the fuck going on? What's up? Because are you really just going to be that person that's like, well, I just wish I could have done something? You could have. You could have. It's a matter of, do you want to put your body on the line in that moment? Yes, we have a lot to live for. We have a lot to risk as parents, as, caregivers, what have you. But that's part of the issue as well, is promoting this idea that we must have a family, we must do this. But like, no one wants to talk about the way that having a child can slow down revolution. Nobody wants to talk about that. And I'm not saying it slows down the want within you to have revolution, but I know personally, like, it set me back. Like, I had to take a pause, I had to reset, I had to regroup. And, all that to say is it was all a part of the lessons that I needed to learn. But still, it gives you something to lose. Like, now I have to think about, oh, I can't just go out in these streets. Like, I have to worry about if I'm going to come home to my child. Like, I have to worry about that. It's not, oh, I'm out here, I'm riding for my people and nobody else. No, it's like I'm riding for me and mine. So it requires a shift, a refocus, a reframe, and that's not a bad thing. But it does, you know what I'm saying? If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Um, but yeah, I think that us as people, don't we want the world that we all dreamed of as kids? It's not out of reach. It's something that we can all create if we stop being so afraid. And you know what? Maybe you won't stop being afraid. You still got to do it. You still have to do it. So let me see. Oh, yeah. So, you know, I broke down and I watched Wicked for good because I just had to, just for my research, just see what's up. And this notion, I'm not a huge fan of Wicked. I'm just gonna tell y'all that right now. I'm not. I'm just not. Even though I'm a theater kid, I'm an artist first, and theater is its own entity that needs to be examined thoroughly and socially, economically, racially deconstructed. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. We can talk more about that another time. But I paid attention to Elphaba, and that's what I kept telling myself was pay attention to Elphaba through the movie. And do you all see the way that fighting for what's right gets you alienated? When you can no longer be commodified by the wizard, you become a threat. When you become aware of what the system is doing, and when you try to help others, you become a threat. You become almost a pawn. Yeah. Y'all see that? Because sometimes for white people, it's really hard for you to imagine things unless it's a story. And that's weird. Why is that? Why is that? But yeah, I intend to fight for this world. Like, I'm here. So what I'm gonna do? Just sit back and watch it implode? No, I'm gonna do something. The only thing that should be imploding is the system on which we stand. Like, people keep talking about, and here's another thing I wanted to mention is there's a lot of shame for people not voting. Like, mind your business, because some people don't get to vote. You know, like some people literally would like to vote and can't. It's not our business how people, because what I'm trying to say is at the end of the day, the system was broken in the first place. Why are we putting coins into a broken machine? Because this shit was going to happen regardless. Do y'all really think we didn't vote in any socialists? Y'all don't even acknowledge any other parties. Did you really think that was going to happen without a system shutdown? I don't. I mean, I don't know nothing, but I don't think that was going to happen without something seriously shaking the table. Like, us being comfortable was part of the problem and is part of the problem. And growth only happens in discomfort. When you grow bigger, do you, like, you stretch? It hurts. This is called the chrysalis for a reason. When a caterpillar is inside a chrysalis, they completely liquefy and reform. Do you imagine that? That don't feel good. I don't think so. But you know, yeah, there's been centuries, eons, and there's just been too much damage, a lot of harm, a lot of disregard for Mother Earth, for human beings, for nature, for all things that the Creator put here for us to flourish on, and that will be rectified. That's what people don't understand. I don't necessarily believe in, you get what you give out. I think that the energy you put out, the vibrations you put out come back to you. I'm not going to say the exact actions that you put out come back to you, but absolutely, I feel like the vibrations you put into the world reverberate back into your sphere. It is quantum theory. I would love to have an episode about that, by the way, where we talk about quantum theory and manifestation. Um, but yeah, let's see. All right, so I think right now I might be jumping around, but I don't really care. I think right now I want to talk a little bit about what white allies can do. Um, how are you supporting us through this? A lot of us need caregivers. Cough, cough. A lot of us need investors, people that support our spaces because shit is expensive and y'all just be throwing money at anything. We need y'all to listen for once. Not just hear what we're saying, but actively listen and absorb it and then act. How do you act? Well, you can start by following Black trans queer people for instructions, for real. Tips. You can follow Black Panther pages. You can um, follow me and comment below, actually, if you want to be a part of the document hub. Okay. And I'll send you the link. So just DM me or email, or actually, what we'll do, comment below and I will reach out to you. Okay. All right. But yeah. Uh, oh, yeah. The thing about inviting people of color and Black people into spaces that are not safe, because I like the notion of bringing someone into a room that they wouldn't have been in otherwise, but also, like, be prepared to put yourself on the line for us, because you're not going to bring us into a dangerous space and then just be like, all right, go ahead, pitch. Like, that's not safe either. So if you want to advocate and bring bring folks in on your privilege, you need to be prepared to put that privilege on the line along with your body. Um, so yeah, y'all also need to be learning how to fight, like with your hands. Just saying. Be of service is a huge one. Like, there's so much time in the day. Like, if you can buy, or if you can, like, specifically within your community, because I think that we give a lot without seeing where it goes. That's a huge thing we do these days. It's like we feel good when we like click the button and $20 donation or $5 donation, but it's like, where's it going? Are you actually seeing the results? Are you actually checking in to see, like, where did your money go? How did it support someone? Do you actually even care? Because for me, if I'm giving my money to something, I'm going to want to check in, not because I want to see, like, oh, did you use it right? No. I want to make sure that the person or the thing that I'm supporting got what it needed. And if it didn't, how can I adjust and make sure that it does? So, yeah, that's important. Let me see. Okay. But yeah, let's see. I think I'll leave you with one last thing. We have to shed our old lives, um, and beliefs, and show love in the form of accountability as we move forward into this new space. Because um, I love how I didn't even do my hair. As we move forward into this new space, because that's really the only option we have. It really is. And um, it's okay. You're not like, let's get one thing straight. The oppressors have been in power because they've convinced us that having emotions is not allowed. So, if you look like the bitch in the room, look like the bitch in the room. If you feel like you're getting too emotional, get too emotional. Fuck it. And also, I'm talking to black people right now. um, like, we're not allowed the space to emote in a normal fashion and like react. Like, like, we're expected to have grace. I had a woman call me the N word in Florida in a nail shop when I was minding my literal business getting my nails done for my birthday. It's because she was jealous. She was sitting there working, and she was a white Latina woman speaking Spanish, thinking I didn't know what she was saying. And surprise, motherfucker. But either way, um, I had to decide between whether or not I could lay the bitch out the way I wanted to and the way she deserved to be. And I had to choose between the other option of, do I want to go to jail over some ignorant woman who is just jealous of me? No. This is why I kickbox, because, like, she should have been slapped that day. You don't do that. You don't do that. We need to be putting these people in their place. What happened to street justice? Yeah, that's I'll elaborate on that further another time. But I'm a big advocate of, if somebody is threatening your bloodline, you can stand up for yourself. And it doesn't make you a bad guy. Well, what if the cop? Well, what if that? No, 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 no. You stepped to me. I am stepping toward you. Thank you. Um, all right. Back to the topic at hand. Um, but yeah, like, the chrysalis is about shedding the old versions of yourself to make way for the new, because we are constantly changing. And if we fight the current of life, if we fight that ebb and flow, like, we're just going to tire out. Just ride the current, see where it takes you. But the way that I do that is just to allow myself the space to change. When something feels uncertain, I think of it as fertile ground. Like, when something feels burned up, like, how we burn the land to make the ground fertile, it's not the end, it's a new beginning. And that's really the way that I help get myself through. What do they say? Be the Lulu until it's true, true. Yeah, very much that. Yes, I vape. Nicotine is necessary right now. But what else? Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah. Um, so I want to encourage y'all to be brave. Um, my eye is irritated and I can't really see out of it, but I'm trying and I'm tired. But I want to encourage y'all to be brave. I want to encourage you all to be of service. I want to encourage you all to get your own group together of community servers. Words. Like get a group together like that goes out and feeds people, or goes out and hands out clothes, or goes out and asks people, hey, what do you need? Like, what services can you provide in exchange for XYZ? Especially if you are someone that has a business. Like, there's a lot of businesses here where I am, like a lot of local farms, a lot of nurseries, a lot of things like that, where people could work in exchange for meals, and why don't we do that more? That's weird. Or even there's like space on that land to have little houses. Like, why aren't we doing that? We need to be doing that. I'm not going to ask why anymore. I'm just going to say, let's do it. Like, and I want y'all now to close your eyes. Close your eyes, yes. And with me, I want you to imagine the world that is just. Yeah. Truly, like truly just, truly equitable. Because equity is better than equality. Not everyone has the same needs. It's not equal all the time. Sometimes certain people need more and others need less. It's about sharing the excess that you have. Give and it will come back to you in good measure, you know? Um, and I want y'all to think about what it looks like. What does your day to day look like? How are you of service? What skills do you need? Are you planting crops? Are you harvesting crops? Are you building homes? Are you cooking meals? Are you providing creative outlets? Are you providing education? Are you providing self defense? What does it require? Okay. I want you to think about what it requires and I want you to get busy on what that requires. Okay. Now, I want you to see in your mind's eye pure joy. I see people tending the land. I see people with smiles on their faces and freedom in their hearts, true freedom. Breathe it in. The rest that I see, I will keep to myself because that's my dream and I hold it tight and it will be true. Those of us that know, and those that don't, you aren't even here. You're not allowed in this space. Um, Continue to see in your mind's eye. I see, I see playing with kids. I see a lot of kids playing, like actually playing, like, you know, unimpeded. Not, oh, don't run into the road, or, oh, careful who's around. No, the kids are safe. I see vast hills. I see land back to the indigenous folk it belongs to. I see community. I see unity. I see exchange of ideas and adaptation, true adaptation. No foot on anyone's necks, no hierarchy. So it is. Ashe. It's been a heavy, like since the full moon. I don't know about you all, but I have been so, so awake. Like I cannot sleep at night. As you can see, like my eyes are really tired. Well, I mean, who cares? But I do have sleepy eyes today because I'm tired. Like I've been thinking, I've been ruminating. I think a lot of us have, and you're not alone. We can do this. Let's focus on what we're doing, not being sad about what's going on around us. Let's focus on what we're doing about it, being the solution, not the problem. All right. And remember, please comment below if you want to be included in those resources. You need to be included in those resources. Comment below, repost. All right. Get this out. I'll talk to y'all soon. This is me.